Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment of our show brought to you by Safe T Systems. No one can deliver theater quality visuals and 7.1 surround sound into your home like Safe T Systems. If you want to create your own man cave, or if you're building a new home from the ground up, call Safe T Systems this week. They can turn it into a palace. All right, a couple of notes. Thank you, viewers. Chris Weathered can be added to that list as having gone to the Saints. He's been signed by the Saints. And also, local Powell product, Deshaun Mobley, signed with the Cincinnati Bengals. So, congratulations to those guys. All right. Interesting story here. I wouldn't have caught this, but the guy was drafted by New England, so I read the story. Former Georgia receiver Malcolm Mitchell was drafted into the NFL. The guy could barely read at a middle school level by his own admission when he got to college. He started reading about Steve Jobs and Warren Buffett and decided, he saw where they were voracious readers. And he said, I'm going to have to read better. I'm going to have to be a better reader. So he has a chance encounter at a Barnes & Noble with a woman who has a book club. It's it's a club for women 40 and over. And one college football player. He goes to the book club, starts to read, learns to read, enjoys reading, writes a children's book. It gets published. It's about promoting child literacy. Here's the thing. Is that a good story? Here's a kid who's able to trade his athletic talents to a school. I'll help you make money and I'll help you raise the awareness for your school. In exchange, I can't read well, but I'm going to get a college education, turn my life around. Or is that a bad story? Some kid out there can't get into school and he's got the grades, and they're taking a kid at Georgia, and it happens in a lot of different schools. They're taking a kid who doesn't have great reading skills. I think a coach would say it's a good story. I think an academic might say it's a bad story. I think it's the perfect philosophical question for college football. Is that a good story or a bad story?
I think it's a terrific story. Maybe it was not as like satellite camps. Some things they're done for one purpose, but some good gets done on another end. So I say it's a great story.
I say it's an awful story, and here's the reason: if you can't go to college, you shouldn't go to college. Period. End of story. People work hard to get into college.
You're going to have a lot of football teams that aren't as good.
Well, I mean, college is college, and if you can't get into college, so how far down the list do we take that to? Okay. Do we do that for a kid that's not an athlete? So now the academic standards are lowered for everybody. Is that what we should do? Because then there would be a lot of stories like this. So that's what we should do. Lower the academics. Everybody.
Sick him.
It's a good story. I'm sticking to my guns.
I see both sides of it. What we don't know is what else in his academics. Were there other positives that he brought to the table that you could have?
Well, if he doesn't read well, that still though makes you wonder how he got his. If he did have great grades, how did he get good grades out of high school?
Well, you're not going to do well in chemistry. You're not going to do in biology.
I would say it's a terrific human interest story, and it's the type of story I used to love to be able to do. Yeah. But somewhere along the way, somebody failed this kid in our educational system. Because at the end of the day, even in colleges, I think Bob is saying, the term is still student athlete. It's not just athlete.
That's why, go ahead, Vince, quickly.
I was just going to say, it's not a perfect world. In a perfect world, we'd love for it to be the best players that were already in college for academic reasons. That's not the reality of major college.
But see, and I don't mind calling the reality a reality, though. Set something up for these kids. If you're going to do it, set something up and let's make sure we help more of them.
Well,
he seemed like he helped himself.
Well, I'm sure Georgia had something to do with it.
Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. It's just this is a
and the problem I have, John, is educational systems that just pass these kids along without trying to help them. I'm serious.
But good athletes have, and I'm not laughing. I'm saying good athletes have that done for them all the time.
Yeah. And they shouldn't. They shouldn't.
But did anybody who helped this kid along, in turn, help him get to Georgia, where he did turn his life around? So maybe they should. I think it's a good story, but the reason I asked the question is I also think it's a darn divisive one. I mean, I bet if you just went and asked a college professor this, he's going to give you one answer, and a college football coach will give you another answer. But I agree with Mike. As it turned out, how can you not be happy with that story for that young man? But
you wonder what the SAT scores were.
Might have been good. I don't know. Whatever we do on this show, somebody's got to pick some bizarre factoid. Well, I wonder if he's a Sagittarius. I didn't have time to look that up. All right. When we come back, Gatorade has created a terrific salute to, it's really a good ad, and we'll show it to you when we come back on the Sports Source. If you haven't seen it, stick around.